I'm Alex McArthur, and I'm here because I did a movie called Rampage. I grew up in Pennsylvania and had horses, and I loved Western movies. And I thought, I'm watching Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, and I'm thinking, I can do that. So I just got it in my head I was going to do that, and I didn't tell anybody I was going to pursue acting. I had no idea what to do, so I just got in my truck and left and went to California. Went to a little community college called De Anza there, and figured out what I had to do to become an actor. So they all said go to New York. So I went to New York and studied acting at HB Studios for 5 years and studied dance and voice and diction and all that. And then I got a job at Studio 54, and I met some celebrities there, and I met Elizabeth Taylor and her press agent and confidant, and they brought me out to California and introduced me to her agent. And there was a junior agent there, Steve Daltonville, and he signed me, and yeah, that's how I got started. The Madonna Papa Don't Preach video was before Rampage. And she saw me in a little movie called Desert Hearts, which became like the most iconic lesbian film ever. She asked me if I would be in the video with her, and so I did that. And MTV was just getting started then. Everybody in the planet was watching MTV, and like overnight, I couldn't walk down the boulevard. I had a lot of heat on me, and I got called in for Rampage, and yeah, it all worked out from there.
I'll take it.
That was it. I mean, I didn't really even have to audition for that. Billy Friedkin, he invited me over and we started talking, and he said, would you like to play this character? And I didn't know that much about it. I knew that he was a schizophrenic serial killer.
There's this one station I listen to. It's a devil's station. I listen and I'd hear Satan telling me to kill.
I mean, my mother was a little upset that I was going to play a schizophrenic serial killer, but I really had to think about it for a while but I was excited to work with Billy Friedkin. He kind of like took me under his wing. We did readings at his house to prepare for the film, and he brought psychiatrists in from UCLA. We talked to them and tried to get an idea what a schizophrenic psychopath, where they come from. The one thing that all these psychiatrists was said to me, you don't want to practice psychopathy. If you practice psychopathy, you can get psychopathy. So so that's the first thing that I did, was practice it as much as I could. And I drank a lot of diuretics and lost a ton of weight to play that role. I was muscular at the time. I didn't want to be muscular. I wanted to lose that and atrophy out. It worked. It actually worked with my brain, to get into that kind of headspace. My girlfriend moved out. She was just like, I can't, this is too much for me, because I was acting weird. You got to understand, this was before computers, before cell phones. Trying to research something was much more difficult at that time. But we shot up in Stockton. From talking to the locals there, they're like, oh no, this sounds like Richard Chase. And I'm like, who's Richard Chase? I didn't even know at that time who Richard Chase was. Stockton, Sacramento area, that's where he was living at the time that he went on all his killing sprees. And I mean, actually at the time I kept saying, well, is this based on somebody that is like in real life? And they're like, well, it's a combination of all these different serial killers. But it wasn't. It was Richard Chase that it was based on. So then we had not quite started filming yet, and I did a bunch of research on him. And he was so much worse than anything I had worked on that I thought, there's got to be some kind of line here. I can't just play this character where he's like drooling all the time and incoherent. So I got to find some kind of fine line. And I worked with Billy on that, and he gave me notes on that. What I learned from it was always have your shit together when you go on the movie set. You're there to work, not play. So, and Billy really hammered that, and it was a lasting lesson. It was just such a privilege to work with a legend like him. At that time, I just felt like I was a sponge, and that's what I wanted. I wanted to work with people that I could learn from.